Hi everyone, welcome back to my class. Today's topic is about the food resources. Food is an essential requirement. Coming to the types of food supply, croplands produce grains such as rice, wheat, maize, barley, etc., which occupy about 76% of the world's food supply. Next, coming to the second most important food supply, that is grazing livestock, which provide about 17% of the world's food, such as meat, milk, fruits, etc. Fisheries supply is about 7% of the world's food. Earth possesses so many edible plants, but only 15 plants and 8 terrestrial animal species supply 90% of our global requirement. Rice, wheat, and maize are the major food grains. Water occupies the 79% of the area of the earth, and only 21% of the earth's surface is land. Most of the land areas are covered with forest, desert, mountains, and some bare areas. Thus, world has food problems. This is due to the low grain reserves, overpopulation, and urbanization. The food supplied from the rest of the land is not enough to supply to the growing population. To maintain good health and to resist diseases, large amount of macronutrients such as carbohydrates, proteins, fat, and smaller amount of micronutrients and vitamins are needed. Vitamins A, C, E, and minerals such as iron, calcium, and iodine are required. The minimum calorie intake globally is 2500 calories per day. Undernourished and malnourished people suffer with mental retardation and infectious diseases such as measles and diarrhea. Deficiency of nutrients such as proteins results in retarded growth. Iron deficiency leads to anemia. Iodine deficiency leads to goiter, which means increased enlarged neck and cretinism. Vitamin A deficiency leads to blindness. In this, cretinism is very dangerous as it leads to physical and mental retardation. Thus, malnourished and undernourished people cannot think or work properly. One in every three Indians are undernourished. Even though India is the third largest producer of crops, nearly 300 million Indians are still undernourished. Now coming to overgrazing. Overgrazing means excessive consumption of the vegetation by the livestock. It leads to loss of the vegetation, hotter soils, erosion of the soils, rivers dry up, and also leads to flash flooding. It leads to changes in the rainfall. This results in desertification and biodiversity loss. Soil erosion is loss of the topmost layer of the earth. Overgrazing results in soil erosion. Overgrazing also results in the loss of the biodiversity, species loss, affecting the composition of the plant population and their regeneration capacity. Coming to agriculture, agriculture is an art, science, and industry of managing the growth of plants and animals for human use. Agriculture includes cultivation of the soil, growing and harvesting of crops, breeding and raising the livestock, dairying and forestry. There are different types of agriculture. The first and foremost important one is traditional agriculture. In traditional agriculture, the loosening of the soil is done through the ploughing using the animals. Organic fertilizers were used to increase the fertility of the soil. Drainage ditches were dug to bring water to the plants for irrigation. Weeds were pulled by hand. Modern agriculture uses the large machines to plough land and harvest the crops. Uses synthetic chemical fertilizers instead of manure. Uses overhead sprinklers and drip systems to irrigate the crops. Uses synthetic chemical pesticides to kill pests. The problems associated with the overuse of soil includes the soil erosion, desertification due to overgrazing, salinization due to over-irrigation. The excess salts due to salinization can be removed through the flooding the field with the fresh water. Coming to effects of agriculture on the environment, it results in the micronutrient imbalance. Nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium are macronutrients. When excess of fertilizers are used in the fields, it causes micronutrient imbalance. When high nitrogenous fertilizers were applied to the field, the nitrates contaminate the groundwater. When the nitrate concentration exceeds 5 milligrams per liter, it causes serious health problem called blue baby syndrome. The baby by birth has congenital heart disease. Due to over usage of fertilizers such as urea and ammonia, the excess nitrogen and phosphorus fertilizers run off through the water and reaches the nearby lakes and ponds, causing the eutrophication. Due to eutrophication, the algae grows very fast using those nutrients and causes the algal bloom. These grown algae die quickly and pollute the water, which in turn affect the aquatic life. Coming to usage of pesticides to improve the crop yield, lot of pesticides are used in agriculture. The first generation pesticides such as sulfur, arsenic, lead or mercury are used to kill the pests, whereas second generation pesticides such as DDT kills the pests. Due to over usage of the pesticides, it results in the pests which are immune to pesticides and these are called as super pests. Many of the pesticides are non-biodegradable and keep on concentrating in the food chain. This process is called biomagnification. It results in the risk of cancer. An ideal pesticide should have qualities such as it should kill only the target species, it must be a biodegradable one, it should not produce new pests, it should not produce any toxic pesticide vapor, excessive synthetic pesticides should not be used, chlorinated pesticides and organophosphate pesticides should be banned. Coming to water logging due to agriculture, it results in a condition the roots of the plants do not get adequate air for respiration and so they die. The mechanical strength of the soil decreases and crop yield also falls. Coming to the causes of the waterlogging, heavy rain, poor drainage, and excessive water supply to the croplands. The remedy is preventing excessive irrigation and subsurface draining technology should be used. Planting of tree species such as eucalyptus are very helpful in biodrainage. Coming to the salinity of the soils, the excess water which is not absorbed by the soil undergo evaporation, leaving a thin layer of the salts in the topsoil. The salts include the sodium, calcium chlorides, magnesium chloride, sodium sulfate, bicarbonates and carbonates. Due to these salts, the pH of the water exceeds 8.0 and becomes alkaline. Due to salinity, the soil becomes alkaline and crop yield decreases. The salinity of such soils can be decreased through flushing of good water into those soils. Due to canal irrigation in Haryana and Rajasthan resulted in a rise in water table followed by water logging and salinity in many agriculture lands. It resulted in the decrease in the crop productivity. It has been proved through the Food Center for Science and Environment reports that Pepsi and Coca-Cola has more pesticide content, that is 30 to 40 times higher than the European Union guidelines permit. The increased content of the pesticides in bottled water and in Pepsi and Coca-Cola is due to the usage of the groundwater in those drinks. So it is important to take preventive measures. Thank you. Please subscribe to my channel.